Okay, we're all ready to get started. What we're going to do is create a slip knot, put it on the knitting needle, and then cast on 50 stitches, which is going to be the width of our dishcloth. Casting on stitches means you're making all of the little loops on the knitting needle so that you're able to knit from them going up, and that's going to make the base of your dishcloth. So to get started, we want to pull some yarn out of the yarn ball, and you're trying to guess how much yarn you need in order to have enough to make all those little loops on your needle. So since our dishcloth is 10 inches wide, you'll want about 3 times that, so about 30 inches of yarn for the cast-on row, plus 8 to 10 inches for the little yarn tail. At the very end of your work, you're going to thread that onto a yarn needle and weave in your end, and you want to make sure you have enough yarn to play with. So right now I'm going to pull out 40 inches of yarn, and this is just approximate, and then that's going to determine about where I want to make my cast-on loop. So to do the slip knot to start. To make that slip knot to start, I'm going to make a little loop in the yarn, and then I'm going to lay it over the active yarn that's coming from the yarn ball. I'm going to take my knitting needle, I'm going to pick up that center piece in the loop, and then I'm going to tighten the entire thing by pulling on both ends around the knitting needle. That's our cast-on loop, or our first stitch. We did it by making a slip knot. Now to start casting on, I'm going to take this yarn tail and put it in front of me, and I'm going to take the active yarn and pull it closer to my body. And this helps me remember that this yarn closer to me is going to the yarn ball, and that's going to go around my thumb. So I'm going to make one loop around my thumb. For the yarn tail, I'm going to hold it over my pointer finger. Now to cast on my first stitch, I'm going to go up through my thumb, around that yarn. I'm going to pull it through, pull my thumb out, and then I'm going to tighten both strands around the needle. This was my slip knot. This second stitch is the first cast-on stitch that I made. I have 2 stitches on the needle at this point. So to do the next cast-on stitch, I'm going to go up through the loop on my thumb, around the yarn on my pointer finger. I'm going to pull it through, slip out my thumb, and tighten both around the needle. The diameter of the knitting needle is what determines how big around each of your stitches are, and that'll keep it even as you knit all the way up. So you'll want them snug around the needle, but not so tight that they can't move at all. Again, I'm going to go up through the loop on my thumb. I'm going to scoop up the yarn on my pointer finger, pull it through, pull my thumb out, tighten it up, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches on my needle. And if I go my regular speed, this is what it looks like. Up through the thumb, around the pointer finger yarn, and then tightening it. And I'm going to continue to do this until I have 50 stitches on the needle, and then I'll be ready to learn the knit stitch, and we'll show that in the next video.